Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to some more Farming Sim. Figured I'd do Farming Sim, and then maybe we'd end up at some point in time doing some sort of Gold Rush. And of course, I'm coughing again because, well, I was cutting lumber, and of course, besides cutting really fine dust, I was also outside. So, cough's back. Cured? I am not. So, we were doing things. Doing lots of things. What were we doing? Oh yeah, we were harvesting. That's what we were doing. Hey, Tyler, how's it going? I remember what I was doing. I guess I should start the truck. Where the hell's my tractor? Alright, there's this truck. Alright, I'll start this too. But where the hell's my tractor? It's here somewhere. Ah, there it is. Oh, it's... Wonder where the tractor is. Potentially behind the combine? I don't know. Yeah, I parked behind the combine. That's what I did. Actually, I think I had the worker going the last time. Oh, it's almost full. Alright, well, we'll make it full. Okay, it's full. I did loads of combining there. Tractor. Tractor. There ain't much left of this field, but, you know, it'd be good to get this contract done. Get the contract done, and, yeah, we're gonna see if we can get another one. There's still field speed combine. It's just whether or not I can actually get the contract. Let's take a look at the contracts right now. We still have potatoes. I've had those for a while. Both of them are both of them are 95-96% ready to frickin' finish. Can't. Just can't. How are my animals doing? Oh yeah, I still need to get feed to these things. Getting low on that one too. The sheep are close to popping out some more sheep. You're done. You're done. Alright. I can't have that much left. Probably up and down twice, maybe. Why is this thing low like this? Didn't I raise this? There. I think I did, but of course I cut off, and now I'm back, and it's way too low. It's actually still kind of too low. You want the tines to basically just grab the tops of your grain, pulling it in, then the knives can cut it. You don't want it too much. And voila. Just like that, we're down the other side. Yeah, we had the worker going, so naturally the lines are straight. Me, on the other hand, not so much. You'll see how straight that is. I think I'm going crooked. Let's try to straighten out a little bit there. That looks about right. Well, so long as we can get the combining done off this field, we'll be doing pretty good. Oats. Oats is actually kind of a cash crop because, well, it's actually kind of no different than wheat and barley. You got your two types, basically, your two grade points. It's either considered a feed grain or it's actually considered like a cereal. And, of course, rolled oats, porridge, things like that. That's all oats. Just watching my tines, actually, it looks like I'm running out a little bit far than what it is. Still not bad though. Oh yeah, we're running out quite a ways. Get back in there. So yeah, we've got this field left to take off, and of course we still got the cultivating to do on our one field, and of course we also have potatoes to gear up for. I'm hoping that field is enough to finish the issues with the potatoes. And then of course I want to be sort of looking kind of towards I did put a silo in for the chickens, so we need to start hauling some sort of chicken feed to them and maybe getting them fed. And my lines behind me are a little crooked. Oh well. We're just about done as it is. We're cruising into that home point. Like I said, maybe down and back twice. There ain't that much left to do there. I actually saw one of my clients today. He goes, "Man, I haven't seen you hide a hair of you in a while." I went, "Well, that's because I've been busy." And we have been. You know, last year, this time of year, we were pretty slow. This worked out pretty good this year. We actually signed the contract in September. So September actually was pretty good for that. We got paid right away for the materials. All that, ordered it, got it delivered in November. December, we had everything prepped and ready to go. Come January, when we're usually really slow, bam, we're right at it. Full-time work, getting paid, getting the job done. We're still working on it, yes. The job actually grew, which is, well, it's kind of part and parcel. All my jobs tend to grow. It's like, once they see the quality of work, it's like, huh, while you're there, yeah, we can do that too. I don't mind it. I really don't. Anytime that I can come to a client and say, yeah, okay, no problem, the line's not that bad. Yeah, we'll get going on that, and we'll get it all processed for you. Yeah, it's not so bad. So I got all my finishing material cut. I got the routering done. Everything stained. It's actually oak with a honey glazing on it, which actually is I used the Danish oil to do it. Oh man, that is fantastic. Despite my local paint girls saying, well, you know, the water-based stuff is a lot easier to work with than the oil-based. And I'm looking like I went, yeah, okay, whatever. I get out of there, I'm using this stuff, and my employee looks and says, so is this actually a worse product than the water-based? I said, no. Danish oil, if you know how to use it, is way better to deal with than water-based. There's a few reasons behind that. Probably a lot of people don't know it. Is Danish oil, it's not like a wipe on, wipe off type thing. It's wipe on, let it soak for about 2 hours or so, and then do another quick coat. And 15 minutes later, you should almost have a waxy coating on it. Leave it for 3 days, then you can do a Varathane diamond coat on it. Bam, done. It's beautiful. And there's like literally no cleanup, no washing, nothing. It's like you do it, do it quickly, and it does a nice finish. And that's how I can say my paint girl's an idiot. I understand where she's coming from, though. Don't discredit that. She's coming along the lines of most of her clients have no idea how to work with it. I've been painting and staining for 20 some years. And I will say honestly, and I'll say it and I'll say it again. Oil-based products are, to me, easier to work with and you get a better finish than water-based. Hands down. Now, if you're inexperienced, could it be daunting? Yes. Is it hard to clean it up if you're not careful? Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta either use a mineral spirit or a lacquer thinner, and that stuff is potent. I know a few guys that actually have to be really careful around the stuff. But again, you just gotta know the products. You gotta know how to work with them. I started life using lacquer. I had to paint a guy's house once with lacquer. That was not a fun day. One, get completely friggin' gooned, but two, lacquer is not one of those products that you use a roller and roll on the walls, or actually a paintbrush, or actually a sprayer. Lacquer is not necessarily really good for walls. It's great for cabinetry. It gives a beautiful finish for cabinetry. Man, you can spray that, but thinning it down with lacquer thinner and spraying it, or in this case, rolling on a guy's walls, it was not fun. And then I find out later that Dad had to do it for a guy too, and it's like, with his situation, he had, like he said, there's like runs coming down the wall and everything else, and he was freaking out, and the guy looked at it and went, man, you know, that's a really nice job. It looks great. Dad's going, okay, the walls are running, but okay, yep, sure, yep, going to walk away now. I said, well, mine wasn't that bad. I said, mine wasn't running, but you look at it afterwards and you swear it's sort of like hazing sort of riffles and whatnot, and you're going, well, that doesn't look right, but... And I told the clients that. I said, you know, honestly, I wouldn't use lacquer. I can see the waves and everything, and they looked at it and went, oh, it's something beautiful. We love it. Really? Alright, each their own. Dad's was a high gloss white. Mine wasn't so bad, at least when it actually cured and dried into that hard enamel finish that we all know with lacquer. It actually didn't look too terribly bad because mine was not a white. Mine was sort of a neutral color, and it worked. It actually kind of blended with the cabinet, so you didn't see that frickin' ripples in the paint. Oh, that was the only time I ever frickin' painted a wall in lacquer. Now, not saying I haven't done other things. I will honestly have to say this. I actually did paint some cabinets, actually. And it was a high gloss enamel stuff, but it was a lead-based paint. The guy had it pre-mixed, and God knows where he got it from, because lead-based paint's been outlawed in this country for friggin' years, right? But he had it, and he's like, do you know how to work with this stuff? And I went, yes. Oh, good. Can you paint my cabinets with this? Yes. Luckily, it wasn't near food. I hate lead-based products near food. But, yeah, oddly enough, it was... it turned out fantastic. But I tell you, I wore a mask and everything else, and I'm just thinking about my ancestors years ago, like my great-grandfather painting with stuff, and I'm going, how the hell did you live to 96? Even wearing a mask with a frickin' HEPA filter and everything else, I could still taste it after. Oh, that was horrible. Almost as bad as using xylene. So xylene is one of those mind-altering cleaners. Basically, you got to work really quickly with it because it flashes on and flashes off so bloody quick. But if you're cleaning up sealers or, well, cleaning up anything, like even, well, sealers is one thing, like tile sealing, any sort of major paint fuck-ups or lacquers or enamels or thing, yeah, you put that stuff on, it'll clean it right off instantly, pretty much. This stuff is... It's a weird smell. It's hard to describe, but it's almost sickly sweet. But it's... Yeah, it is horrible. It's... There's no better way to put it. It is fucking horrible. But works great. A few years ago, I had to... One of my contractor, actually it's a home builder, local home builder, phones me up and says, "Hey Nick, I know you're a fine finisher, and I tell you, this kid that I had working here royally fucked up. I have no idea what to do. Can you come take a look at this friggin' counter?" And I went, "Yeah, okay, no problem. No worries. I'll see what I can do. I can't guarantee anything, but I'll see what I can do." Yeah, I get there. It's a 10-foot by 12-foot island that is walnut butcher block. This stuff is like 2 inches thick, and it's like, well, it's butcher block. They actually glued individual pieces. This apparently, the counter, being that it's solid walnut in this butcher block form, is about $14,000 countertop. Yeah, it's supposed to be like fine craft and everything else. And this young guy was doing it, and he was apparently one of the installers and finishers where they got this butcher block counter. And he was supposed to be like one really good professional at it. I beg to differ, for one. So what he did, and he did a fairly good job of doing the routering and the eccentric sort of finishing and beads and everything like that. He did honestly a good job there. Where he fucked up was he decided, okay, I gotta seal this thing, right? So what he did, he actually figured what he was going to do is he was going to use a it wasn't really a honey oak, but it was a very, very fine, almost yellow stain, which was oil based. This is the ticket item. It was oil based. All right, we're done combining. So he put that on, almost like a glazing. He put that on, and it actually didn't look that bad what he did. But then what he did is he used a water-based sealer, and he poured it on. Literally, he didn't roll it on with a Wizzy roller or anything like that. He poured it on there. Okay, that's good. Whatever. Sure. Whatever floats your boat. What he didn't know is you can't really mix water-based with oil-based. It seems to have a kind of a nasty reaction. So, yeah, he did that. And it, best way to describe it is it orange peeled. It basically, when you put like a paint remover on a board, that weird crinkle effect that happens, that's what happened with the butcher block. And he freaked out because he knew that he fucked up. I'm pretty sure he did. So he used a belt sander with 80 grit sandpaper to quickly clean it off. And what he did was he scratched the hell out of the butcher block and didn't clean it off because he gummed up his belt sander. But it tore the frickin' butcher block pretty good because he didn't go with the grain. He went against the grain like a frickin' moron. Anyways, there's me looking at this going, holy shit. And John's freaking out. Like, my buddy John, he is absolutely freaking out. And he goes, like, I don't know, the clients are supposed to come, like, today or tomorrow to take a look at this thing. see if they like it or whatnot. And he says, it's destroyed. What am I going to do? He says, it's going to take me 2 months to get a new counter, and we're supposed to give this place over in like less than 2 weeks. What the hell am I going to do? And I said, hey buddy, I can't guarantee anything. Really, I can't. I said, but you're going to have to get some fans in here. I will go buy the xylene. I said, it's our only chance to make this work. And then he goes, yeah, okay. So I get the xylene. And literally, I pour the entire jug on the countertop, and with a couple of rags, just swish and wipe her down as much as I can. And he already had plastic wrapped around it, so that worked. It cleaned it right off in like seconds, right? And it flashed away. Got absolutely hammered on the frickin' smell, but whoop-de-doo, right? I'd rather get gooned on the smell. Then what I did is, because he scratched the hell out of it. It tore grooves in it with that frickin' 80 grit. I started with my orbital with 80 grit, managed to polish it a little bit, then I worked my way down to 220, and I managed to get the whole countertop looking like basically glass. And one thing, and if you're ever woodworking, I'll tell you this right now. Typically, you don't want to use anything less than 220. Like, you don't want to go down to 300 or 400 or things like that. Not on straight wood. And I'll honestly say that. And people will go, well, why? You want to keep polishing it and make it as smooth as possible. No. On bare wood, the maximum you want to ever go, you can't go with dense wood with 220. If it's like a pine or softer wood, 150 maximum. Number one reason is, depending on how coarse the wood grain is, if you're polishing it, the pores fill up with sawdust, and it feels smooth, it looks great, until you go to stain it. And then all of a sudden you'll start getting little bubbles and stuff, and that's because the wood is filled up full of all of its pores with the sawdust, the fine sawdust. So you don't want to go too fine. So yeah, that butcher block, I managed to save it entirely just by sanding her down and doing all that. Then the stupid little shit phoned the clients. Literally phoned the clients and said, hey, you know, my buddy at the time, he goes, yeah, you know, he destroyed it. It was all his fault and everything else. So the clients came just as I was cleaning up. And they looked at it and went, oh, it's gorgeous. It's the best looking piece of wood we've ever seen. Yada, yada, yada. And Sean, you could tell, just instantly went from high stress level down to nothing, going, holy crap. And they said, well, yeah, you know, there's one carpenter that said it was destroyed and everything else. And I said, no, I came in and I got it all polished up. I said, it's basically just a bare slab right now. You can tell it's a little dusty. It's got to be cleaned with mineral spirits yet. But what kind of finish would you like on it? I said, and they kind of looked at me and said, well, what kind of finish would you recommend? I said, food grade oil. That's all I would do. Then they sort of puzzled and went, you can do like a hard finish, Varathanes and stuff like that, but if you're cutting on directly on it and stuff, I said, it's going to mark up. And I said, it's still a good markup now, but just food grade oil. Just douse it with a food grade oil and it's good to go. And it'll take about 3 or 4 coats, and then every year do a coat on it, it's good to go. It'll give it almost like a sort of almost like a semi-gloss finish, but it's gonna penetrate the wood and it's gonna give you that nice fine finish without having any residue. The clients went, yeah, okay. I said, yeah, I can quickly do it. Came back 2 days later after it was done, and they just went, oh my, holy crap. I can't believe the carpenter did this. And yeah, I saved him on that one. I do believe, I think John, I know he paid me a case of 12-year-old scotch. I know he did that, but I can't remember. I think it was also like he paid me like $5,000 or something for doing 2 days work on it. Just an appreciation of fixing the problem. Yes, you're a genius when it comes to this stuff. No, not so much. I've just been around the block. I'm not going to fill a back cart because it's a giant pain in the ass. It's good if you're hauling from the field and that, but since I got to go back anyways, I guess I probably could have just done it in the first place, but truck had some grain in it, might as well fill it up. I'll dump the cart here, and I'll just use the tandem for maybe the chicken feed or stuff like that. So, yeah, going back to that story, I saved a $14,000 freaking butcher block counter island. Then there was one that, I get weird friggin' contracts all the time, right? Because people know that I'm a carpenter, and it's like, hey, what can you do? What do you need? Like Christmas time, client phones me up and says, hey, my daughter is going through culinary school in Toronto. I want to make something really special for her. What would you recommend? I said, well, she uses cutting board. And he says, cheap plastic. He says, it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's cheap plastic. I said, all right, what's your budget? And then he goes, well, I want to keep it around that 700 range or so. He says, fancy but not too fancy. I went, hey, $700 is pretty healthy. I can do a lot with that. Let's see if I got it close. Oh, you can't get much better than that. So yeah, I had the Purple Heart. I actually still have a ton of Purple Heart. I got it for next to nothing. Well, not next to nothing, but I've got its true dimension 2x12s by 12 feet, and I still got 3 pieces. We use the smaller of the 4-foot piece. I did a Purple Heart and Tiger wood cutting board, custom, and I even did the inside routering with a flute blade. That way, if you're cutting stuff, it gets into the groove and it won't go under your counter. That one is a 12-inch by 18-inch cutting board, so a good size. You can do a turkey or chicken on it or anything like that fairly easily, right? And it's nice. So I took it over. We got it all done. It took us about a week to make it. Paid my employee about $300, but material wise, it cost me I still had the food grade oil and everything. I've got like probably 14 gallons of it still. Make a lot of food grade products and stuff. So material and everything that I had probably cost me $150. Paid my employee about, I think I paid about almost 400. So 400, that's 550. I think I said, you know what, $600. We'll call it good, right? And he says, are you sure? And I went, yeah, no, I'm sure. And his daughter just came for Christmas, and we gave it to her, and that night she used it. So yeah, he tried it out, and that she absolutely loves it. The Teflon ones that she uses normally, like, she gets 2 to 3 months use out of it and then fall apart. She tried her damnedest, and I do mean her damnedest, with that cutting board, and she cannot leave a mark on it. It's incredibly dense material, and it doesn't leave any marks or anything like that. And she's absolutely amazed by it. So a couple days later, I'm getting ready for Christmas and everything else, because we just made it on time, And he phones me up and says, "Hey, are you kicking around?" I said, "Yeah, I'm kicking around." He says, "Come over for a quick Christmas drink. I want to talk to you about something." And I'm thinking, oh shit, maybe, I don't know, what did one of the glue seams break or something? Is there something that I missed when we were doing it? I don't know, maybe, you're right. And went over there, and not a mark on the freaking cutting board. She did the turkey, the ham. She also did Cordon Bleu and a bunch of other things, and I think even prawns or something on it. And didn't leave a mark. her knives are, you'll cut yourself looking at them. They are brutally sharp. Yes, but you know, really good quality knives. So, like, it was still immaculate, and I went, oh, for a second there, I thought maybe I missed something, right? Like, anything can happen, right? And he says, no, it's absolutely fantastic. We can't believe the quality of work. And he says, so I'm going to give you a little bit of, he says, in all honesty, we can't accept what you're charging us. So we're going to give you the extra. Well, I only charged him $600 for it, and he paid me another $400. So $1,000 for a cutting board, which to me is a sign of appreciation that obviously I did something great. And he says, well, you know, when you're not busy, he says, I know you're usually pretty busy, but if you have like a week or two that you're not too busy, he says, I'm going to search around for the perfect live edge. And he says, could you finish it for me and make it into a coffee table? And he says, I've always wanted one, but I'm not that good of a carpenter to ever think about doing it. And I went, well, yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm not worried. Whatever you want, right? And he says, how much would you think it costs? I said, well, if you bought the live edge, I said, we can figure out some sort of material to do the legs. I said, for finishing and clear coating it, or food grade oil or something like that. I said, we could probably do it for about $1,200. And he says, tell you what, I'll give you two. He says, once I find the piece, I'll give you $2,000 and you just do it. Sure, no problem. But again, it's that sign of appreciation. Clients love the work. Like, even, well, the client I ran into today, oddly enough, at the liquor store when I was buying more liquor, it was blown away and is still appreciative. Apparently about, I guess it's been 4 years now, I took material out of his barn. Literally, I took material out of his old barn. It was falling down anyways. And I handcrafted and made a wood mantle for his fireplace. He's got a wood-burning fireplace in his house. I made a wood mantle for it. And to this day, he goes, you know, every time I look at it, it just gets more beautiful. And I went, well, that's good. Glad you like it. He says, I still can't believe you looked at a piece of wood out of my old barn and went, yeah, I can work with that. And he says, I don't know how the hell you do it. I don't know. Actually, I've gotten to the point, I think I've got a pretty good handle or training on my employee, because he's now getting to the point now, too, that he can look at something and go, oh, hell yeah, we can work with this. What do you want? Do you want to do this way, and this way? Yeah, sure, we can probably do that. But yeah, I tell you, I'm not cheap. I am definitely not a cheap contractor or carpenter. One of the bars that I renovated years and years ago, probably been 12 years ago now, I built the entire bar. Like the actual bar facade and everything like that. That was all live edge too. That one cost the client $24,000. This is quite a few years ago, right? That was a pretty good chunk to change. But they're still using it to this day, and it's still, to this day, looks like the day I put it in there. Which is saying something, right? The amount of people that spilt beer and everything on it. But it's freaking fantastic. It looks beautiful. I actually went, my employee and I, we stopped in there. We got a burger there because it's a bar and grill. And yeah, we picked up burgers, and I said, yeah, I built this this bar. And then one employee looked at me and went, "You're kidding?" I went, "No." I told him the owner's name, and he goes, "Holy crap, you were the one that did this." And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Because the owner never comes in here anymore. It's just run by the employees." Yeah, no, I did this about 10, 12 years ago. Well, how long did it take you? Well, about 4 weeks. It wasn't quick. I was by myself then. But even my employee, he looked at it and went, "This is gorgeous. This is a beautiful piece of wood." Hell, it even took me a while. I had to recruit help from friends and family. We drank a ton of Kokanee bottled beer, and I took the bottle caps and I actually made a Kokanee table for a client. That was another weird one. It was like $3,000 for this table, and they were very happy about it. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. And you start looking at material gone into it and time and everything else, and you make the bill, and it's like, this is a freaking table. I'm charging the guy like a ludicrous amount. Oh, we're 52%. Just like, was that it? The hell? Like, I'm charging the guy like $3,000 for this little freaking coffee table. This is just stupid. And I bring him the coffee table, and they go, "Oh man, that's exactly what I always wanted. This is beautiful. I can't believe you did this." Yada yada yada. And I'm going, well, now the downside. Here's the bill. And I've only had a couple people ever grumble. But yeah, this time he looked at it and went, $3,000 for a coffee table? Do you want cash? You're kidding me, right? You want kit? What? They're going, yeah, I'll pay cash. I was thinking it was going to cost like $5-6 grand. Many people can do this. Not many. I know, right? $3,000 for a table that I've always wanted in my life. Yeah, here you go. And this is just asinine. The hell? Oh, we're 85% hauled. Now the next dumb question is, I heard the phone going off downstairs. Is my cell phone going to go off? It'd be the next one. If it was actually important. It's tough to say. It might be. Hell, let's go this way. 6 in one, half dozen in the other. But yeah, no, it's kind of goofy. The stuff that I've done over the years. And it's completely random. Like, yeah, okay, I'm a deck builder typically. But I've done everything under the sun. And I do mean I've done everything under the sun. It's like, yeah, okay, what do you need? Can you do this for me? Probably. I'm gonna try. Cool. I got one monster that I'm working on right now for an estimate. It's 87 87-foot long deck. It only comes out 12 feet, so it's not that bad. But it's 87 feet long. It is a good sized deck. And of course, it's actually sitting about, on average, about 5 feet off the ground. But the ground is sloped towards it, so, or sloped away from it, I should say. So it's a little bit tricky. But again, it's one of those things. I've built many of them. I've probably, in my time, I've probably built. Well, that's kind of a tough one. I want to say probably between 300 and 400 decks on varying sizes and levels. I spent 2.5 months at my cigar salesman's house. He had a pie-shaped lot. Here's another one of my jobs. Started with a simple fence, 6 foot high, Bastion 2 style fence. 364 feet of it, because the front yard, he doesn't have a front yard. Backyard, huge. It's all backyard. So built the 364 feet of fence for him. And he goes, man, that looks great. Hey, could you build a deck for me now? And that was kind of the one of the years that I wasn't really terribly busy. It was like, yeah, I could really use the work. I'm kind of slow right now. It's probably a good thing to get extra work like that, So I said, yeah, okay, no problem. What do you want? Well, I want I'm kind of looking at, like, the whole backyard. Holy crap. Yeah, it's a multi-tiered backyard. He's got fruit trees in the middle that, yeah, okay, we built the deck around it, and he's got 2 types of hot tubs. He's got a standard hot tub, and then he's got a swim spa. We did all of that. And, yeah, that thing is a 3,000 square foot multi-tiered deck. It's friggin' huge. And I still think about it these days, going, holy crap. And I have been back to it since. That one was about 11 years ago now. Did that one about 11 years. And yeah, I went back to it and I stained all of it and coated it, and I said, well, it's a north side deck, which actually works out pretty good in your favor. I said, you're probably looking at 5 years to restain it. I went back there last year and it still looks like the day that I frickin' stained it. There's no work to it. And of course I didn't use a conventional stain. I made my own using linseed and boiled linseed and some dyes. And yeah, that one turned out fantastic. It literally looks like the day I stained it. So there's like no maintenance to it. Alright, pull that just a little bit more. There we go. I shouldn't have to haul too much more. But yeah, no, it's again one of those things. It's like, holy crap, I can't believe I did that. And I did all of that work back then myself. It's only been the last 2, maybe 3 years that I've really actually had anybody helping me. But it's like I tell my employee, I don't know how to do this work by myself anymore. It's just, now that I've gotten older, it's like I rely so much on other people. I can't do the work myself anymore. You know, when you're in your 20s, you feel like you're indestructible. Now that I'm older, I can't do all this work myself. No friggin' way. Which is why I'm happy to pay my employee. And I have the mentality too. I don't know if anybody else has the same mentality, but I'm the kind of guy that if you, to me anyways, if you have, like, if there's lack of work or something like that, I'd rather pay an employee to stay busy and keep them employed than actually paying myself. And I know of a couple people that are like that, and I'm just kind of wondering if, like, for farming senses, if there's any farmers out there that do the same or things like that. Because once you find the good ones, you try to hold on to them for whatever reason possible. It's like, you know what, we're slow this time, or, you know, but don't worry, I'm gonna, you know, there's projects around my own house and things that I've been neglecting to do for 15 years. Yeah, I'll keep you employed for a couple weeks, you know, until another project comes on. Does it happen often? No, we literally usually bounce from one job to the next, to the next, to the next, and I really want to get the job that I'm on done because I've got 2 other ones lined up now. And if we have an early spring, well, holy crap, we were talking about this, actually this afternoon, a friend of mine came over and we had a couple beers, which is another reason why I'm coughing. And we had a couple beers and we were talking about that, and he was saying too, he says, you know, if we have an early spring, how many contracts do you actually have lined up? Because he says, there's a few things around my place that I would like to get done too. I went, well, I've probably got, I was kind of thinking about it going, well, you know, there's this one, and this one, and then there's this one. Then I'm starting to think going, fuck, in the spring, basically whenever spring lets up and I can drill again and do everything, basically I have 11 contracts from whenever it opens up to like June. Then I've got, if we pick up the one that I'm quoting for, that one's going to be in July, and that's basically going to be about week and a half work. That's a big one. That one is a big one. That's also got aluminum railings, which sound complicated, but they're not bad. They're easy to install and everything else, but the time-consuming part is to get the stairs correct. Everything else just goes binging to banging to binging to banging. And I have a cordless belt sander. I do have one of those too, but I have a cordless bandsaw, and that's how I use to cut all my railings, all the aluminum railings. It's quick, it's easy. You can cut right next to the blade, so you can do really fine cuts and things like that. Never have to worry. It's kind of like a table saw. Everyone always freaks out about table saws. You're fine. Don't cross the blade, but you can work up to the blade. If you work up to the blade, you never have an issue. You cross the blade, you're going to lose fingers. I hate to joke about it, but it is honestly the truth. Alright. Jump on the table. Can't see it taking 30,000. And oats pricing right now is not good. So when it actually starts going over like it is right now, I'm gonna haul the rest of it back, because contract wise and everything else, it's not a good price. And I'll prove it to you right now. Oats, when it's 800 or less, not a good price. So I'm not going to sell any of it. We did make 27,000 off that. More harvest jobs? No. No more harvest. So, we're going to use that bin on that farm for our sorghum, because it's close and I don't have to truck as far. So in between, while I'm dinking around, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty that bin. There's not much left there. And I'm going to haul it to my main farm. Now, since I'm going past the main farm now, I will stop at the main farm and drop it off in the grain lake. That way we're all clear and good to go for the next one. Which we should be actually harvesting soon. I'm looking at the wrong one. Potatoes and sorghum are the same. It's basically August. So next month. Next month we are harvesting. And I will say, besides the banter that I'm talking about now and everything else, if guys are new and you're watching the content and you haven't already subscribed, think about hitting that subscribe button, as it does help us out in our goals to grow. And of course, the next goal is 500 subscribers, and we're diligently trying to get there. We did lose a few subscribers recently, but accounts close and hey, things happen. But anyone that decides to subscribe and help out the channel and everything else, it's greatly appreciated. I do appreciate it. And of course, I just like doing this in the general sense of things. To me, this is relaxing. I know I'm friggin' weird. I know a lot of people that I say, oh man, I played video games for relaxation, and they go, doesn't that add more stress when you don't do a very good job? I play simulation games. Even when things go sideways, it's still better than a bad day at work. Now, I will say this, though. I still love my job. I started my company in 2011. So I've been in I've been in construction longer than that, but I've been doing what I'm doing now since 2011 as a solo venture. I worked on a framing crew for better part of almost 4 years. Like, I was talking to my old boss. I still see him around all the time and talk to him and that. And yeah, it was basically 4 years I worked for him. I thought it was 3.5, but no, it was 4 years. Man, I miss that. What I wouldn't pay to actually go back to work as a framer. We had a lot of fun doing that stuff. We framed a lot of houses. Like, for a while there, we had 5-man crew. And I found, and even he found out after a while, we worked better as a team with a 3-man crew than we did with a 5-man crew. We could frame an entire house in a week and a half with a 3-man crew. It would take us 2, maybe 3 weeks to frame the house with a 5-man crew. And this is one thing I will say, and this is one thing I learned about doing site super work, is it's a far cry easier to not trip over your trades than it is to trip all over them constantly. So the rule of thumb and the trick is just don't trip over them. Just manage your workload correctly. And this is the other side to it too. If you're tripping over each other all the time, the work and the quality of the work goes downhill. Actually, quite dramatically too. It goes downhill pretty quick. It's like, I found, anyways, I don't know how much truth this is, but this is what I found out over the years of how many people, if they start tripping over each other, purposely do things to other trades just to piss them off because they're pissed off over them. So, and I've seen this not on my job sites, but I've seen this on others. Because, you start working alongside other people. You start picking up things, right? And we were working years and years and years ago. Fucking 15 years ago. Maybe 20 years ago. We were working alongside this contractor. And he had every trade known to man in there working at once. And I went over there after the end of the day, just kind of being snoopy like I am. And I'm looking at it going, the framers are trying to do the blocking here. The plumber comes by, knocks all the fucking blocks out of the way so he can get his plumbing in. The HVAC guy cuts some of the piping out because he's pissed off at the framer and the other guy. And then all of a sudden now there's the HVAC tin bashers are in and they cut a hole in the frickin' framing where they shouldn't be, punch it in there. The plumber gets pissed off. He starts plumbing his stuff through the frickin' I put it in the back cart, the front cart. Oh, front one. I don't want to fill it. I want to offload it. Stop unloading? Do I have to fill it to offload it? Oh. Figured it out. Trying to dump the wrong bin. So yeah, after a certain period of time, all you have is trades fighting each other, and you look and go, well, the quality of work looks like shit now. Probably just because these people are pissed off over the other trades. And I've never had that since I've been doing site super work for contracts. It's like, well, I don't like this guy. That's great. That's fine. No water off my back. I understand. What are you going to do about it? You're not working with him. That's what I'm going to do about it. If he's in here doing the job, that's fine. Or her or whatnot. That's fine. They're doing their job. You're not around here when they're doing their job. So, let them do their stuff, and then you can come in and do yours. Well, geez, I don't like the way they did it. That's fine. That is the way it is, though. What can you do differently that'll help in this situation? Okay, well, I guess I'll leave the HVAC lines. I can probably run some plumbing up alongside of it and splice it over there and that. Geez, now that the HVAC lines are here, I could probably actually run my stack straight up this way. It actually be a shorter run or things like that. There you go. Just like that, all of a sudden, people are starting to mesh together better. And it's just kind of like that. It's like, you may have a beef with them, that's fine. Don't worry about who's doing it. Just at the end result, that's the only thing that we care about. And yeah, I can be a pain in the ass when it comes to stuff like that, and I understand that. But at the same time, a lot of people don't seem to fight me on stuff. It's like, hey, you know what? That's great. And it's not like I just have one trade at a time. No. I typically have 2 or 3 trades going at the same time. But they're not tripping over each other. And if there's 2 or 3 trades there, I'm at the site the entire time going, okay, what do you need? Well, we want to run this over there, but this trade is working here. All right, let me talk to him. Talk to him and say, hey, look, they want to run this line here. Is that going to be a problem for you guys? Nope, we're not actually working in that area. It's good. Okay, not a problem. Go back down and say, okay, yep, they're not really working in that area. Go for it. Hey, geez, we appreciate that. And it's like, okay, I'm on site. Any trade need a hand? Yeah, we could use an extra person. Okay, cool. Then go over there. Being a hands-on super like that, I find there's a lot less stress and a lot less issues. Anyways, those things arrive. Yeah, yeah. I usually am the guy that's looking at the blueprints going, I've read these things about 30 times. How the hell did I miss that? You can't do that shit. I've had that many times. I've had guys look at me afterwards and go, well, we're happy that you noticed this stuff. Well, yeah. I do my part. I try to do my part. I may not be necessarily the best guy on the planet, but I try my best to do my job. I do my job diligently. I can say diligently, but I can't say job. I see my speech impediment's coming out tonight. I bet it was the oak dust. I didn't wear a mask. I should have wore a mask. I know that now. I should have wore a mask. Oh, I find dust after being so good about everything. Oh well. I'll probably live. Then I heard one of my contractor buddies, he's in a bad way right now. The last 3 weeks, I thought he was taking a course. When I heard that he was at U of A, or maybe it was me that thought that he was taking a course there or something. No, he's in the hospital. Soil, fertilizer, seeds, lime. Well, I can get that here. No, I found out he's been shitting blood for like the last 2-3 weeks. That's a problem. So I can't buy bulk. Apparently I can't buy bulk chicken feed. I'm gonna have to look into that. I can buy seeds, fertilizer, and all that stuff, which is cool. I wonder if I can just go down here and buy. Oh, I wonder if here. I think this is just a Green Lake. I don't think I can actually buy anything here. No, this is apparently if you buy this area, you can use the barn and the legs and everything. Alright, let's wander over here. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen to one of my construction buddies. And they say it's an easy fix, but that's not good. That is definitely not a good thing. And I mean, he is not that much older than me. He's maybe 3 years, 4 years older. I'm not seeing anywhere that's saying, here, buy stuff here. I might have to maybe look for a mod real quick and find if I can actually bulk chicken feed. Well, there's a operation thing there. Nope, not seeing any pipes here. No, there's a little wrench here. Can I buy production? I can buy the grain mill for $96,000. That's actually almost tempting. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually kind of tempting. If I bought like the GW or something like this, I'd probably name it either Grains Connect or Cargill. Those are the two big ones in my area. And this is sugar beets and taters. I bet this one says the same thing, that I can buy it. Yeah. 80,000? Oh, is this just the oil mill here? Oh, I bet it's just the oil mill. don't see a production anywhere back here. Got power box. Hey, I was able to jump my fat ass up there. Hang on. In the leg room? Nope. Nope. This one, they don't want you to buy. No buying of this one. No. Hey, 80,000 for the oil mill. I use the grain mill more. That's not bad. I am gonna have to seriously think about finding a mod for chicken feed. Either that or some sort of production to make chicken feed. That might be... Because I do not want to be buying bulk chicken feed. I mean, I have wheat. I am going to go and get the wheat from my hub, but I'm going to have to think about trying to find some chicken feed. Now, I've thought about also putting a couple bins on the property at home, the home base here. And that would be a fertilizer and a seed. Because you can buy it direct from their farm. And that's what I'm kind of thinking. You know, just put an auger underneath it and fill your trucks and go, yep, there we go. So I can buy... Well, when I was up there, I should have bought some seed and fertilizer anyways and put in the seeder, because we're going to have to do that with that field, and that one we're going to do in canola. We're going to save that other field for the next season, and that's going to be soybean. Is what we agreed on. And depending on it, the potato field we might actually do as... probably a barley field or something. I think we agreed on that. I think that's what we were thinking. But yeah, we'll haul some feed over here for the chickies and... Well, I mean, the wheat I can't do anything with anyways, right? Barley, wheat. But I can do chicken feed with wheat. But I should. That makes me wonder. Let me go find Farming Sim 22 mods. Boop. Should be glaringly obvious. That's Farming Simulator 22 mods. That would be it. Oh look, I can do snowboarding. That's fucking useless, but okay. Flat out farming. We want chicken. How to feed chickens. Yeah, that's great. There's a massive chicken barn. Barn with chicken coop. There is feed in supply. I'm looking at this massive chicken barn though. Why am I looking at this massive chicken barn? How many chickens can I have in this barn? 2,000 chickens. That's not really worth it. It's a huge barn for not a lot of gain. And of course you guys can't see any of this. Probably not a bad thing, but... Chicken barn, big egg barn thing. That's a great title you got there. How to earn money from chicken farm. I know how to make money from chicken farms. Thank you very much. I'm looking for chicken feed. You know, the feed, the things to feed the chicken. Finland animal food pack. Oh, you can buy carrots and things. That's kind of interesting. Oh, there's Eastern Carolina. Of course it's in German. Why would I think it's not? Added sheep food, pig food, added corn for chickens, attention mud, minerals and 7 liters. Pallets to buy at shop. Okay. That's my rough German talking. I roughly can sort of loosely translate. I wouldn't say I'm a professional at it, but I do know how to do a certain amount of reading German. Oh, Grain Mill Plus, sweet. That still doesn't help me any. Grain Mill Plus more. Oh, Paladin Pack. That's not really going to help me any. Great. Object storage. Yep, that's also not helping me. I'm looking for chicken feed. I typed in chicken feed. Why am I not getting chicken feed? I need chicken feed. I would like chicken feed seller, please. Chicken feed. What would you consider that? Bulk? I'd like to buy 500,000 chicken feet, please. There's a castle. How is that helping me? Oh, cool. I can buy a deer package. Sometimes looking through the mods is suspicious as hell. Big bags chicken feed. I'm trying to avoid the big bags. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, the added multi-fruit. I've thought about it because this one has poppies, mustards, clovers, beans, buckwheat, alfalfa, carrots, onions, chicken peas, flax, and peas. Oh, yeah. This was the other one. Not that I'm winning much on trying to find this. There's a hemp DLC package. That is not helping me much. Multi-food. Water protection greenhouse monster pack. Okay, that's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. Alright, I'm just getting maps now. Chicken feed? No, we got maps for your chickens. That's not what I asked at all. More Fed productions. Not saying the Fed productions are bad. The Fed productions are actually not bad at all. Again, not what I was looking for. Alright. Yep, so much for that. We got some Vite. We can feed those little hungry bastards with the Vite. And then I guess I should drive the Combine maybe home, even though parking it around there would be great, because if we get another contract in that area, it would be helpful. A billion frickin' bailing things to be done. Field 16 is still elusively staring at me in the face, going, pick me, pick me. No, I don't want. No. No. I thought for sure the frickin' chickens would take oats. I know they feed chickens around here with oats, but apparently not where this game is made. Hello, my sheep. There are a lot of sheep in there. Ah! Almost drove into the chicken fence. Alright, it's this one that's low on feed. Wheat. They like wheat. I don't know how much I can dump without hitting the roof. About that much. Let me logically do this. Yep, I should get a lot more height out of it. And it'll take the entire 22,000. I know that. Hungry little frickin' things. It's good thing I got the crop of wheat I did. Would have been nice if I was able to, I don't know, be able to sell it. I tell you, the seeds in that are going to cost me a small fortune. I'm literally just going to move this right in here. Alright, closed it up. That's good. Seems like I have more of them. Why does there seem like more? 80%. They're pretty much good. These ones are pretty much good. They're getting close to popping out more. Grain, they're sufficiently happy. These guys, yeah, they're getting a little cranky. We're going to have to bring another truckload. They could use more, but puberty on these ones aren't as high as what the puberty is on the rest of these. Those guys, they're 66 where everyone else 50. The sheep, 80%. They're pregnant and they're happy. They're pregnant, stupid, happy. Why, hello there, rooster. I might have parked the barn a little close to my neighbor's field. This would be a fantastic contract to get. Well, even this field, right next to me, this field would be great to get off too. It's also oats. But I don't care. So, I should actually stop while looking at it. Money-wise, we're 109 in the black. This is super rare. Like you can tell by the months here. Super rare. We only have made 29,000 in products sold, but harvest income, we're up at 86,000, which we sold a bunch of oats. Contract 62, so we're up a fair bit. Delivery costs, expenses, things like that, yeah. Production, we haven't actually taken a look at this in a little while. Honey beer's coming up. We're not really sitting that high on that one, but we've got one full pallet of cut chicken. Take a look at the price. We got 1,000 of the motor oil and nothing else really, but we have a fair bit of diesel fuel. Crude. One of these I'm going to sell. I just don't know which one yet, but I'm also using up some of the barrels. We have tons of wool. So we're making some Fabrique, which if we look at the prices, yeah, I want a minimum of $5.25 before I'm selling wheat. Canola's a good price no matter what. That's one of those cash crops. Sorghum right now sucks. Soybeans sucks, but soybeans also good. That's why I want to put a crop of soybeans in. Taters are, well, price-wise is shit, but if you have enough of it, it's pretty good. Eggs-wise, we're all down, so I'm not selling my eggs yet. Wool is down $6.23, but I'm gonna pop it into the spinnery regardless. The number one reason behind that is we get $5,000 per 1,000 just for the fabric, and I've thought about putting a clothes mill in too. That's up to 13,000. The only problem with doing that is it's going to cost me to build the thing. That's a bakery, carpentry, dairy. There's the one down the road. There's a grain mill. You could just buy that other grain mill. There's the spinnery. Well, that's not the one we did. There's a sugar mill. That'd be great, but I'm not doing anything with sugar. Tailor shop. There we go. We can convert the fabric into a tailor shop. Now, if I was to do this, I would probably put it up. I have a cereal factory. That takes oats. It's 110,000, but it takes oats and corn and honey. We have lots of honey. That might be worth it in the end. And an oil mill. But we have an oil mill up there. There's no point in building another one. Great processor, another bakery, another carpentry, another dairy. That's the spinnery we actually did. I do want to do one of these and get rid of one of my oil derricks. Produces a ton more oil. Not that we really worry about it. It's just more efficient, that's all. But I think the fabric thing is a good idea. We have the wool. We might as well go to the extent of doing our due diligence and trying to do as much as we can when it comes to doing like the full production line of the wool. We're going to keep the sheep. The end goal for the sheep isn't the wool. I mean, the wool is a bonus at this point. It's not the entirety of what we want to do with it. The entirety of it is the butcher shop side. We want to take those sheep and we want to cut them down and we want to sell the finished product of the lamb. Oh, we didn't look at the... I guess while we're filling up, we'll look at the cost of chicken. I know it was going up at one point, but I don't know how much. Cereal is up quite a bit. That might be an option. Like I mean I can put a certain amount of honey towards beer production, but right now I'm selling it in the Norris market because it's the highest paying price for it. I'm not making that much from it. Cut chicken, the price is going up. Yeah, it's more than what we had before. Like I said, I wanted hopefully around 2,000, but it's going up. It's 1809 right now. We'll leave it at that. It's going up. Beef is going down. Pork is going down. Lamb is staying stable. And see, lamb price is pretty good, and we can make a lot of it if we start selling the lambs. But of course, I want the best price of lambs, so I get the most meat out of them. And it does make pig food. Does indeed make pig food. Wherever pig food is. It's here somewhere. It is here somewhere. Or maybe there's no price on pig food. Anyways, it makes pig food. It makes piggy food. Yeah, so like the things that are 525. Once this one produces 38 lambs, I'm going to get rid of 38 of them. Or maybe not 38 of them. I'll get rid of like 14 of them or something like that. Or 18 of them. And same with the large barn here. We might get rid of these 12 and ship them off. So we have 18 here, 12 here. That's 30 animals. That would make a fair bit. And the chickens likewise. We'd be doing the same thing. Relatively. Alright, we're full. So yeah, that's like we are getting closer on our design and everything else, and this is a pretty good little market and trove area here. But I think if we're gonna do, like, we got the wool and the spinnery down there where my old house was. That's fine. But production wise, we could put either the cereal or the other one up by the oil. Probably not the cereal, that's food. But the fabric mill and that, we could put it right beside the oil plant and make that more of an industrial area. That we could do. I'm just trying to make more industry to match what we're doing. Like if we're going ahead and we're doing certain aspects of things, it's like, okay, well that's great. We can do this, this, and this, right? Oops, overshot, undershot, oversteer, understeer. All right, you little bastards. And I love the bees. I do. We make a pile of frickin' honey off the bees. Okay, these guys are also hungry, so... Well, they didn't take anywhere near the amount that I thought they would. So these guys are full. The rest of it, I guess I could dump here, and then we're good for another year. Effectively, that's basically a year. The last time I filled them up was about a year ago. So right now, eggs are crap. So I'm not going to sell any of my eggs. I got one full pallet, but I'm not going to sell any of it. Yep, took all of it. Almost full. They're good for a while. Yeah, it's 778 eggs. This one's only got 156. I can read. No, you can't. So, I guess the other aspect to this, we're basically done for here. Alright, thank you. I don't even know if I need the tractor. I might be able to just grab the auger as the auger and wheel myself off that one over. If I can, I will take that one back to the shop. I will grab the mulcher, and I will start to pretend to do the field. At least a couple rounds on the outside and things like that. You know what? That's off. I'm happy with that. One of these things is not like the others. There we go. I love my big ass tractor. You know, I am still torn. In real life, I've driven one of these before as the wheeled units, and I thought they were pretty good, but there's one major issue to them, and I will honestly say it, and that is hooking trailers up through that. It's impossible to see through that shit, through the back. So, I will honestly say the case is much better in that regards. You can actually see to hook up, which is absolutely fantastic. So I love that part about the case. And the case's functions, like your shifting and everything else inside the cab, I actually like better than the John Deere. I hate to admit it, I'm a John Deere guy, but I would have to say, as the four-wheel drive versatile style tractors, the case has them beat. Now, do I really like the 4-tracks? No. No, I don't. I get why it's nice for people, because it's with the 4-track system, it's very little compaction on the ground and things like that. But they don't have the traction like the wheeled units do. I find even if you get in a little bit of mud, these things will walk through the mud a lot better than what the tracked units will. The tracked units, as soon as they start slipping, you're done. I even noticed that about the tracked unit with combines. I'd rather have the double wheeled units than the tracks. If the tracked units start slipping for whatever reason, you're done. Basically, just stop what you're doing, because what it's doing, yeah, it ain't good. Can I actually... Do I have room to put... I have lots of room to put this in. I need to make a wider corner, though. This is not the reason why I like the wheeled versus the other. The traction to turn sharp. Like a big tractor like this, that's a tight corner. Tight. Very tight. we shall put it over here. Now watch. I should double check this before going to doing it, because knowing my luck, it'll say hard down here and I'll be going and completely screw myself. But no, it looks clear at the moment. Can I actually? No. Get through with the one, but not the other. Oh, well, I can actually. I can do it! I can. I love this tractor for its tight capabilities. Okay, got close to the door on that one. There's less of a door now. Where's the mulcher? There it is. Oh, it was the right way. Alright, backing up. Abrupt wide corner. Here we go. So you gotta kind of eyeball it to where it might be. Like that looks pretty centered, but no way of knowing because you can't see it. It's kind of the same idea with the pole production thing, like talking about it, as is what I was thinking with the oil. It's kind of like the end sort of resolve, but at the same time, like I don't want to buy diesel fuel all the time. Does it cost me money to make production of the oil? Yes, it does. Do I get byproducts because of it? Yes, I do. So is it necessarily a bad thing? No. No, it isn't. I would do alright because of it anyways. We don't have to do this one right away, but might as well get it done while I'm waiting around. It's not really plowing, but this does a really nice job of cultivating and everything anyways. It really mulches it, but that's why I'm thinking I'm gonna get a rototiller or something like a soil something that's small and narrow, and maybe even get an old style tractor or something and just go around the outside of the fields. That way it's easier to combine and, well, weed management too, right? That way I don't miss as much grain, but at the same time I can't do anything about combining the grain because all I do is get grass, which doesn't really effectively do much anyways. Still seed it the way I am currently. It's just while it starts growing, that's when you rototill it. Do you lose a little bit? Yeah, but is it easier to handle afterwards? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I still want to combine that one. Even if I don't combine it, if I just hire a worker. Don't care. That'd be a good contract. So we did get the contract finished. We did make an extra 27,000. So we accomplished something tonight for Farming Sim. That's a huge positive in my books. I actually got quite a bit done. I'm not displeased by it. And we are going to potentially do the we're going to do the tailor shop. I mean, yes, it costs money for production, but you should in the end make more on it than what the cost of production is. Mind you, that's only a theory. that's planted grass. Of course, that looks like it mulches it down more. Oh well. We shall live. So much for my harrow idea, too. I was thinking, oh yeah, if I could harrow, I could just essentially break up all the straw, is all I was thinking. Has nothing to do with, oh, I could, do most of my field with it. We don't in real life. The entirety of it is to break down the straw. Well, that didn't do anything. I'm still the same distance away as I was before. What the hell? I backed up to do it. Didn't do anything with it. Yeah, I know I missed that spot, but I'll get it at some point too. Yeah, no, I was thoroughly surprised by the case. The case was actually a fairly, it's fairly well designed. I was quite amazed by it. And actually, too, it wasn't a bad machine to work with. It really wasn't a bad machine to, at the end of the day, to work with. Now, is it necessarily fuel efficient? Nah. No. No, it really wasn't. I found the John Deeres are actually, I find, more fuel efficient. And the John Deeres, surprisingly enough, have a smaller fuel tank than the cases. But after doing the field work in that, I found that thing drank frickin' fuel. I was constantly going back to the frickin' fuel tank and filling up. Whereas the John Deeres, I can get like a full day runtime on it. The other one was like, okay, I got a half section done, gotta go fill up. Mind you, his case is not a new machine. Maybe because it's an older machine, it's not as fuel efficient as what the newer ones are. I don't know. I can only tell you what I know from experience. I can't really say anything else. I don't know. Just I found the usability of the case being a little bit better than the John Deere. I also find the John Deere actually, believe it or not, has more power than the case. In our soil, anyways. In our soil, it was... it didn't miss a beat. It just sort of chewed through the ground like it was nothing. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Of course, I have a partial love relationship kind of with the old Versatiles. Those things were bare bones comes to mind, but they were a really nice machine to work with. They had a fair bit of power. The newer ones, of course, have more power. That's normal. But I mean, they were actually a fairly decent machine. It's like the old white tractors. The old white tractors were actually a pretty decent tractor, too. Never had an issue with them. Okay, I'm gonna do my 2 rounds, and I'm gonna hire it out again. Let the dude figure it out. Actually, I might just let him do it at the end here. But I'll still do my 2 rounds. Didn't get to go combining this year, but I did help my my one cousin out with harrowing. I never got all the fields harrowed either, because it came to me late in the friggin' season. Any day was basically like, it's going to snow. It's going to freeze. It's going to snow. It's going to freeze. It's going to snow. So yeah, I went out and I did a bunch of harrowing. I got most of the fields done around here. And I do mean I got most of the fields. We did end up, I got halfway done one half section, and we did have one problem with the harrows. And it was actually a pea field, and peas don't usually bother it whatsoever. Like when you harrow it, they usually break down pretty quickly. But for some reason this year, I don't know if the guys that were combining didn't get it close enough, like the knives close enough or whatnot. But boy, was she pretty. She was pretty viney. Viney comes to mind. Viney's a good word for it. And even though it was dry in that, it tangled, and I broke so many frickin' tines on that harrow. It was nuts. And basically what I found was happening is it was just tangling up, and when it got to a certain point, it hit a tough spot, and with it bound so tight in there, and even if you lifted it up and dropped it, it didn't do anything. It just snapped the tines. And I kept thinking to myself, going, man, these tines are made of basically like cheap steel or something, because they don't usually do this. But they did. Oh, this isn't too bad. Managed to get the outside rounds done. Gonna let the hired help take over here in a second. And I say that because I want to go check on a few of my facilities. See how that's all going. Alright. This isn't straight, I know that. But if I half straighten it out, maybe my dude will be happy. Except for the notch I missed. Okay, roughly looking at that corner. If I do something like maybe something like this, should be quasi, possibly quasi. Potentially not bad. I should also cover that piece. Okay, if I do something like this now. Alright, that's not bad. Alright, so I was going to do something else here, but I can't remember what all I was going to do. Oh, yes, right. Now watch, it'll actually have a harvest. Nope, it still doesn't. No harvest for me. We actually still have more wool that we can haul down there too. We were going to look at pricing, and that was going to be for not the wool necessarily, but clothes again is 13. That one's 5. Clothes are definitely worth it. Honey, the cereal is 4,000. It's if I can get manufacturing for that, that's probably the way I'm gonna go. The other thing I was gonna look at is wheat and barley beer is good pricing. Honey beer is coming back. Strawberry beer is going down. All right, that's neither here nor there, really. That I can deal with those numbers. I can deal with those numbers. All right. These guys are still thinking about producing. And without the tractor, well, I have one tractor. I could hook this one up just to run the auger on the seeder. That's all I need to do. I can't really go anywhere with it, but I can hook up to it. Because this tractor is way too small to pull this thing, because this thing weighs a freaking ton. Now the other thing construction wise, silo basically extensions. Is it silo extensions? Maybe not. Silos. No, I think it's actually not considered part of the silos. That's a bale and pallet storage. Containers? Yes. That can be filled with liquid, be filled with fertilizer, and that one can be filled with varying other products. That's a water tank. That's crude oil storage. Much bigger than one would think it should be. That's also an old large fuel tank. On-farm fuel storage. Can hold 70,000 liters. But I think I want to try one of these guys here. And put him right on the end. Just to see. He's only 16,000. He's a tiny little bin. Taller than the other ones, but he's a tiny little bin. He's only 27,000. But again, depending on what we can use with him, that's enough to fill the tandem. And maybe that's enough to fill the tandem for seed or fertilizer. We're going to find out here real quick. Yes, seeds. Mineral feed. Or just seeds. So 27,000. And we need an auger to empty it out. And then we can also buy a container, which would be the fertilizer, which is 60,000. And we'll put him down here for 23. Like, we got the cash now, we might as well do it. We'll still need the auger. I'll go grab it with the pickup truck. Yeah, we can fill this guy up with solid fertilizer. Both like that. Yeah. Yes, it costs a lot for it. Actually, I might be able to pick that auger up with the truck and haul it down there. Then we'll fill it up. We're down to 70,000 on the plus side, but this bin is empty. Alright, unload here. Nope. Something like that. I'll just unload here. Is there... I'm sure there's a hook on this thing. I didn't just drive it down here, right? Stop engine. Oh, it should go actually fairly high, huh? No folding of it. Well, she does do 5, but I'm pretty sure I hauled it with the truck. Well, I hauled it with a truck. I don't know which truck. But clearly, my pin on this one doesn't necessarily work. Says unload here, and then when you get close, it doesn't do anything. Close cover or unload here. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that says hooking up. Juicy. Well, we'll hold the truck down there. We'll grab the other one. Maybe. There's a stop sign. Stop! Okay, well, sure. If you say so. So used to driving with it inside the cab that apparently I'm next to useless driving it any other way. Your suspension and your vehicle is falling apart, dude. I can't stand watching you. I'm driving on the suicidal lane. Well, that one too. Its wheels don't work anymore. So we're full of fertilizer and we're full of seed. Ish. You'll be so pissed if I don't. Oh, I drove in the guy's lane again. If I don't actually need the auger. I think I do. What the hell is it? There. Oh, yeah, okay. Apparently, no, I don't need the auger. I can drive the auger back over later. Now the best question is, now that I did the seed and I got the fertilizer down there, do I require the effort? That's the ultimate good question. How much can I stuff in this frickin' Bourgault? And is this the seed hopper or is this the fertilizer hopper? It's the seeds. But yeah. Oh, we are full of seed. Alright. I think that one's done. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're full of seed. I need to change to unload. I need to change covers. Is that the right one? Yes, that's the fertilizer one. Okay. Apparently I still have about 9,000 liters of seed. I shouldn't need 9,000 liters of seed for that one. Now, can I actually unload it back to the bin here? Holy crap, I can. Perfect. Freaking perfect. Alright, let's see if that works with the fertilizer now, too. Yep. Yep, it does. We're good. We are golden. Okay, I drank the last of my beer inside my room. So that tells me one thing. And that is, the stream must be coming to an end because I'm out of drinkage at this point in time. That's been about 2 hours anyways. And we are going to, after I have a little bit of a snack and whatnot, that's probably enough. Somehow I stopped at exactly 20,000. Once I have a snack and everything else and whatnot, we're going to be continuing on tonight with some Gold Rush. So, if you guys want to check that out, be sure to check it out in another hour or so. But we'll get this all. If I can frickin' hit the spout. Dump some fertilizer in this cart. And we are basically ready to go with seeding. She took most of it. Actually, I think that bin only had 20,000 in it. That's maybe why it was perfectly 20,000. Yeah, that might be exactly the reason. So if we actually go in here, does it say that I have fertilizer and seeds? Yes, it does. I got 4,000 fertilizer and I've got 9,000 seeds. Well, that works out actually pretty good. That's pretty close. So yeah, I think I'm going to end this one here, and then we'll start up with Gold Rush for the remaining part of the night, kind of type thing. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed the content and you're new here and whatnot, and if you haven't already subscribed, think about subscribing, as it does help us grow, and of course it also helps us support the channel and whatnot. And yeah, we do appreciate everyone that does subscribe and all that good stuff too. And of course, you can hit the likes and share to all your friends and family, as it does help us. And apparently I'm completely incompetent and can't get this thing back where it's supposed to be. And of course, you can also hit that notification bell so you know when we go live and new content comes out. And believe me, new content is coming out on a regular basis while I'm home. Nothing will be actually probably coming out that I know. Well, maybe some more Warband. We're going to try to finish Warband up to what we recorded, and then at some point on Thursdays, when we do get caught up, we're going to continue on doing a live stream with it instead of the videos. As a few people have said, well, you should be doing this. That's great, but I've already done a block recording and I can't do anything about it. So yeah, we're going to change our ways a little bit and basically turn the channel into mostly live streaming. And of course, the only videos that will be coming up is either shorts from the live streams, or of course the subscriber based or end of the year type videos where it's a mashup. That'll be about it. Anyways, hope you guys have enjoyed. We will be back a little bit while later with some Gold Rush, so be sure to check that out, and we will see everyone later. Thanks for watching. Take care.